Greetings, redheads, greetings. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, the one and only Honorable J Red. Shout out to everybody for joining me on today's broadcast. Quite a few things to talk about, but the first thing that we're going to do is ask everybody to please subscribe to the official YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ResView, is going across your screen right now. So make sure, if you have not became a subscriber already, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the like button for me. It is greatly appreciated if you participate. Hit that like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction. All right. So make sure that y'all do that for me, and we can begin the show. We can go ahead and get into the show. So the first thing I want to talk about, y'all, is your girl Cardi B. Did you hear about Cardi B announcing the release of her second album, her sophomore album? Now it's going to be called Am I the Drama? I believe that's what it called. Is it Am I Drama? Am I the Drama? Okay, yeah, Am I the Drama? So yeah, she announced that this album is coming out, I think, in like September or something like that. But shout out to Cardi. This has been long. We've been waiting on this for a long. Well, I haven't been, but a lot of people have been waiting on this for a long time. uh, I have my thoughts on why Cardi hasn't released the album. I feel like hip hop isn't really her passion as far as like rapping. Music isn't her passion. She just so happened to be rapping and came out with a hit that just blew up everywhere. She's been on a roll ever since. But the whole thing, everybody's been wondering when she's gonna drop her second album. This should have came out 5 years ago, to be honest. But hey, better late than never, right? But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the release of it in per se. I'm talking about this ridiculous thing that's going on nowadays, since we have streaming and the way that we put albums together and package albums. I'm talking about this nonsense right here. Look at this. So I was on Twitter today, or Facebook, but I'm showing it on Twitter, and I come across this post. All right. It says Cardi B's Am I the Drama is eligible for 2 times platinum in the US upon release. Let me read this again. Cardi B's Am I the Drama is eligible for 2 times platinum release upon release in the US. All right. That's 2 million albums sold. All right. So the first question everybody's going to ask is, how can an album that hasn't been released debut with 2 million records sold? How the hell can an album that has not been released sell 2 million albums or be eligible for 2 million albums double platinum before it's released? Well, I can tell you how. It's called the cheat code. And by far, this cheat code has just been going on and on. I think there needs to be a stop to this in the industry. It's really pathetic at this point. But let me tell you why Cardi B is eligible for double platinum status. All right. Somebody asked a good question. Is this because of those old songs, or what is it? So music data confirmed, RIAA units. WAP, which was an old ass song that came out back in 2020 with Megan Thee Stallion, sold 11.8 million units, right? And then the song Up, which was released, I want to say in like 2023 or something like that, sold 6 million units. And then the song Outside, she's putting that on the album too, and it's over 50K. All right. So the cheat code Cardi is using, and her label, her team is using, WAP, that came out 5 years ago, and Up, that came out 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and Outside, I think that may be the Miami song, something like that. So that is the cheat code that she's using to sell the albums. You mean to tell me these days, people are so desperate to sell albums or to make themselves look good that they bundle packages together and they put old songs on new projects just to be able to receive that platinum or gold certificate? This is the corniest thing that I've seen in the music industry in recent memory. Cardi B putting old ass songs, and I'm talking to the Cardi B fans and hip hop fans in general. We can't respect this, man. We can't respect this. Now, a lot of Cardi fans are looking for new music from Cardi B. What benefit is it to put an old ass song. I could understand if these were unreleased songs that nobody heard of. And if Cardi said, yeah, you like that song right there? I recorded that 5 years ago. I recorded that 6 years ago, whatever the case may be. The public hasn't heard them. But the fact that this is the first time I can think in recent memory that an artist puts a 5-year-old song, 5-year-old single. Let's put that out there. 5 year, not a 5-year-old just song, a 5-year-old hit single on an album just to sell records. It's super corny. See, back in the day, if you had a platinum single, right? A platinum single, and it was a hit, that single was the hit. That single was platinum, double platinum, however much it is. But just because it was on your album, the benefit was, oh, okay, this hit song is on the album. Let me purchase the album. It wasn't this song sold 2 million records and we put this on this album, so the album automatically sells 2 million records. I can't stand this shit that's going on with the RIAA and streaming. Ever since streaming came to the forefront, the record labels, and I get it, y'all gotta try to market yourselves in a way to where you look like you're presenting yourself as somebody who's successful, right? These streams can all be manipulated and all this other stuff. It's really no telling what gold and platinum is nowadays. I know it's supposed to be 500,000 units, but it's not 500,000 people that are actually buying the song. It's not 500,000 people that are streaming the song. It could be one person in Illinois somewhere streaming it multiple times a day, and the same 20,000 people could be doing that, and then it goes platinum. So I just can't stand this. And I think this is a desperate attempt. This is the reason why I feel like Cardi did this. Of course, to look like she's selling records. But also, I think that the record label knew that she was going to possibly flop. I think the record label, since it's been so long, Invasion of Privacy came out in 2018. That's damn near 10 years ago. That's damn near 10 years ago. These days, you can't do that. You can't take breaks in music like this. Not in the streaming era. The only people who can actually do that are established artists. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, Beyonce, people like that who came out before the streaming era and back when you had to go to the store and buy albums and stuff like that. They have more nostalgic fans and their music is long lasting. Now, I'm not trying to say Cardi B, she's not my cup of tea, but Invasion of Privacy was a success. Look at me, I'm stumbling on my words. Invasion of Privacy was a successful album. I think it went triple or quadruple platinum or something like that. Hell of a debut. But this album, there's no way in hell this album would be able to come out and top that album or match that album. This new album Cardi B has coming out, this won't, if this didn't put these old songs on there, if they didn't put these old ass songs on there, there's no way possible that this sophomore album would have been anywhere close to her debut album. So the record label put their thinking caps on and put their thoughts together and say, you know what? To avoid looking like it's unsuccessful, to avoid looking at the first week sales and all this stuff, what we're going to do is just put these old ass songs on there so it can already be platinum and double platinum because these songs were successful beforehand. I think that this is so corny of the RIAA, and I hope they change this rule because it don't look cool. Nobody's going to respect this. Nobody's going to respect it. Like, I wouldn't, Nas, I love Nas to death, right? If Nas, that's like Nas putting Ether on one of his new albums. You know what I'm saying? If Nas or like let's say Bone Thugs, right? They put the Crossroads on one of their new albums or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, it was already on the album, but these singles, I get it. These singles weren't on actual albums, so we can put these on these albums and then it'll go platinum or whatever the case may be. Nah, man, this just ain't cool. It looks too desperate, and it looks like they're trying to cover up for the album not being a success. That's why. Y'all didn't have to do this, man. Now, I could see if they put that Enough Miami track on there. I get that, right? That's old, but putting a 5-year-old song on your new album just to look like you're selling records is nasty work. Nasty work. So that means that y'all didn't really find the potential in Cardi. You don't believe in her. You know that album probably ain't gonna be popping like that. You know that because she even said it herself artistically, she just wasn't there. Like, She kept feeling like the music was changing, which it has, and all this other stuff. They're afraid of the backlash. I think honestly, what they probably did, saw the backlash that Lil Wayne had with the Carter 6. They probably looked at all the backlash online and said, "Oh no, we can't have that with Cardi. No, 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 no." Right? So before the negativity, they get to the positivity, saying, "Okay, even if y'all hate on it, it's double platinum. This has never been done before in hip hop. An album debuts at double platinum. We don't respect that over here in our culture. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't respect that. Um, Cardi needs to put out an album full of new material, all right, or songs that weren't even singles. If these songs were singles and they said they were going to be on her new album, whatever the case may be, I get it. And this isn't the first time old songs have been put on a new album and repackaged, but not 5 years ago. The only time that happens if it's 5 years ago is if the songs weren't released or they were or they were unreleased or they were leaked somewhere. That's a difference, right? But these were actual singles, and you're just because they had all the success, you putting on the album, that's a weak move, man. It's desperate. And I've always said, like, when you're this far removed from your debut album, they knew she was going to have the sophomore slump. But guess what? It's under the guise of success, and even if it don't sell well, we wouldn't be able to know it because it's already double platinum. So they're like, how we before the bloggers, before the content creators trash the album, before it doesn't live up to the expectations, they want to make her look successful because I'm quite sure maybe a tour is coming up, whatever the case may be. But I think it's lousy, and the RIAA, y'all need to really change up how y'all calculate these certifications now, because it's a joke. It really is a joke. Folks are going diamond that wouldn't have went diamond in the damn 90s. Not no 10 million people. So when you hear diamond, you hear 10 million people. 10 million people ain't buying these records like that. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 million people didn't buy this album that Cardi's about to put out. They listened to these old ass songs, and 11 million people probably didn't even listen to those old songs or purchase those old songs like that. It's just corny, man. The RA needs to stop this shit. For real, for real. I can't stand it. But yeah, we'll see how Cardi B's album is. But this is the biggest ultimate cheat code. Now, other artists, they tried to compare Nicki Minaj to this. The difference is, does Nicki Minaj package her album? Because there's different ways you can do this, right? When Nicki put out Pink Friday 2, I think it was already gold by the time it came out. And I think Glorilla had a situation kind of like that too, where they put these songs on there that came out months ago or years ago. Well, I ain't gonna say years ago, but like months ago or whatever. And then they package it with vinyl and all this other stuff. You remember Nicki Minaj did that with Pink Friday 2? Pink Friday 2 wasn't supposed to actually sell like 200,000 records. You know what I'm saying? I think it was going to be like in the 100,000 range and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so corny how they do things, and it makes it look bigger than who the artists actually are. But this Cardi shit is the worst though. That's worse than anything Nicki has done. That's worse than anything I've heard anybody else do. So yeah. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But RIAA, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm quite sure Cardi's fans don't want to hear these old ass songs on this project. They want to hear these new songs. You've been out for damn near 10 years. We want to hear new material. Desperate. I think they knew she was going to flop or had the potential, not even just flop, but it wasn't going to live up to the invasion of privacy. Now, if it does sell 1 million records, now it could equate to the success of it in the history books. But no, I made this video and put proper context to it. So yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section what you think about that. All right, so let's